Nations send their best to the campus. The campus shapes them and sends them back to shape nations. But who is reaching the campus? Not just the students, the lecturers, the staff, the traders, the campus communities, and the whole campus. Welcome to Campus Missions Talk, where we equipped the whole church to reach the whole campus with the whole gospel. Because whoever reaches the campus reaches the future. Dr. Hakurita Gaya is my name, and let's talk campus missions. Can I invite you to like this page, share the content, and invite someone to join this conversation? Thank you.
Reach the campus, reach the future, send the church through every door. Whole gospel, whole campus, whole mission. This is what we're living. The campus, reach the nation, every sphere and every soul. From the gate to the community, we won't stop.
It's good to have you back again in our conversation on Campus Missions Talk. And I will be joining with you in this episode. This is our 5th episode on the series of Campus Nations. And let me just ask this question. If you have ever felt like, oh, I'm doing so many things, but yet I'm not reaching every corner of the campus? So today, moving you from mapping the campus, I'm going to be sharing with you on the 7 spheres of the campus nation. 7 spheres of the campus nation. 7 domains. That's another word of the campus nation. And what I'll be sharing with you is a strategic framework for how you can engage the campus in a strategic manner, in a way that you can reach out to the nations on our campuses. Do you know something? While we are reaching 1 spheres of the campus nations, 6 of the other spheres, the other domains of the campus, are often left completely untouched. And I would like to share with you on what I've captioned the fellowship trap. Most campus ministries operate in one of these domains on our campuses, and that is the fellowship hall. You see, oftentimes we hold powerful meetings, while the rest of the campus goes unreached. We hold powerful prayer meetings in the fellowship hall. We hold powerful Bible studies in the fellowship hall. But the question is, what is happening in the classroom? What is happening in the hostel? What is happening in the campus market? What is happening in the host community? You see, activity is not strategy. We can be busy. In fact, most of the time our members gather, some of them gather from Monday to Tuesday to Wednesday to Friday to Sunday. All meet at the fellowship venue. But the question is, who is engaging the other domains of the campus? Why do we need a strategic framework for engaging every corner of the campus? You see, strategy without framework is just an activity. You can be busy doing things, busy having conferences, busy having meetings, but yet you miss the campus. How do you get me? Attending conferences, holding meetings, but yet you are missing the campus. But let me be quick to say that what the 7 spheres, the 7 domains are lenses. I'm not sharing a program with you, but I'm sharing with you, once you see, the campus through this lens, I'm sure that you will get to see where you are and be repositioned to reach out. It works for any campus, whether it's in Nigeria, in northern Nigeria, southern Nigeria, across Africa. This framework will work on any part of the world. Do you know something? Because it's going to keep you honest about whether you are reaching the whole campus or you are just reaching one room on the campus. What's the analogy? The campus is like a whole household. They have 7 rooms. But now you are in here, you are only reaching one of those rooms. Who is doing what in the other 6 rooms? We're engaging the campus fellowship halls, but who is engaging the other spheres of the campus? So I'm going to be sharing with you these spheres on how we can engage them and how it's intentional and how they are critical. The first of this domain of spheres is what I call the academic sphere. This is the intellectual heartland where world views are shaped. The academic spheres is the mind of the campus. Imagine a lecturer stepped into a class of 200 students. All of them are keen to listen to what he's going to teach them. If that lecturer is a Muslim, he's coming to that class with Islamic worldview. If that lecturer is a traditionalist, he's coming to that class with a traditionalist worldview. And in that class, he's going to do what? He's going to pass on that worldview simultaneously to 200 students. If there are 500 of them at once. What a powerful influence. So, you see, no classroom is neutral. Every discipline carries assumption about reality, about truth, and about meaning. And this truth, this meaning, this reality are being directed by the person passing these values. So the gospel must enter through Christian academics who model faith, scholarship, integration. And that's where what we are doing in CMLI is very critical, targeting these academics. So academic forums, reading groups, and public lectures bring the gospel into intellectual lives. These are not things you do at a fellowship meeting. These are things you organize there in the academic group. You have a reading group, they have Muslims, they have people there, but guided by somebody who has a deep Christian worldview. It's a Christian student who study with excellence are missionaries in every lecture hall. Did you get that? Think about Daniel. Daniel was in Babylon. He was enrolled to learn the literature and language of the Chaldeans. When he got to a point, the Bible says what? Daniel proposed in his heart not to defile himself with the king's milk. And he was able to engage, and his influence was clear. He didn't run away from the sphere, but he engaged the happening in that sphere. Academic sphere is one of the strategic spheres. Let's look at number 2 sphere, and that's the governance sphere, the governance domain on the campus. That's where authority resides, right? Who are the people in this area? The vice chancellor, the senate, the administration, the student union. Governance determines gospel access on campus. If you think involving in politics is not critical, then you have not got understanding of how the campus operates. In a Senate meeting that have no Christians, they can take a decision that will ban the preaching of the gospel on that campus. Right, and we have seen that happen. Policies are brought from Senate that limit the access to the gospel. So that's why you need to engage. We need to raise Christian student leaders of radical integrity who will get involved in student union, are taking decisions. We need to also support Christian administrators who are engaging with corrupt issues in their campuses. The admin secretary, the exam officers are people we need to engage. We need to engage them. So let me tell you, it's not only lecturers that we send to the campus to influence the campus. The admin people, the people in accounts, the people in exams, the people in establishments. We need to reach out to that area. We need to build genuine relationship with institutional gatekeepers. How do you get that? We need to build that relationship intentionally. They are gatekeepers. They are there to watch on what's happening. So governance is one of those spheres. That's where authority is exacted on the campus. The third sphere is a residential area, and that is what we call what? That's the home. Hostels, staff quarters, off-campus housings, right? A small life-shaping conversation happening here at midnight and in midday. That's where students influence each other. That's where the people around influence each other. That's where the security guard in the hostel influence the student. That's why the porters have influence. The environment where the students live have influence in this area. So Christians as missionaries in their hostels, not visitors from the fellowship. We must ensure that Christians stay in hostels. You see, we have had some norms that where we now have spread hostel off campus that is just for Christian students. If Christians are light of the world, we must ensure that they represent Christ where there is darkness. We must send light to where there's darkness. So room level Bible studies embedded where people live. I remember on campus, them in a hostel room, and me and one of my friends were in the same room, and I often go out every morning to pray. And one of those days, one of our roommates told me that, bro, guy, tomorrow when you're going for prayer, I'd love to go with you. And we went, but you know something? From that day, that way, how that young man was led to Christ because he watched my life. So staying in the hostel. We're in the hostel. This guy was a Catholic. We have Muslims in the hostel. And I was there with my friend Olayinka. We are vibrant evangelical Christians. So we show the light. We wake up, we sweep the room, we see dirty place, we wash them. We are showing the light of Christ. Right? Staff quarters. This is an untouched neighborhood in the campus nation. Do we have Christian staff there who are occupying that place? How are they representing Christ? They should have their fellowship. They should have a forum where they meet in the morning to pray for the staff quarters. The fourth domain on the campus, the fourth spheres on the campus, is what I have called the commercial sphere. This is the campus marketplace, a nation within the campus. Yes, you heard me well. Right? The commerce, that's the hidden economy of the campus. Who are the occupants of this area? The food vendors, the barbers, the photocopiers, the phone repairers, the transporters, the bookshop owners, the tailors. On large campuses, the market employs hundreds to thousands of permanent workers that are working there. Oh, you think they are neutral? You think they are not interested in students? They are. So a comprehensive strategy for reaching the campus, has to be designed with this area in mind. You must design it to reach the campus traders with the gospel. Many traders operate under occultic pressure, fear, and spiritual bondage, and they need Jesus Christ. They need to hear the gospel. They need to hear what the Lord is doing. They need to hear the victory that Christ brings for them. The last I've shared on the commercial sphere is that the campus market is a nation within a nation. And the gospel must reach it too, friends. And the fifth sphere I would like to share with you about is what I call the cultural sphere. The cultural sphere is where identity is expressed, where community is experienced, where values are transmitted, where imaginations are saved. You see, arts, sports, entertainment, media, campus tradition, social events. These are the things that make up the cultural sphere on the campus. See, culture is powerful because it operates below the level of conscious argument rather. A lecture can change what you think. Culture changes what you feel, what you desire, what you assume is normal, and what you dream about. If the gospel is absent from campus culture, what happened? It is actually fighting against the entire atmosphere of the campus. So we need Christian artists whose work is genuinely excellent. Christian musicians who is better than the competition out there. Christian writers whose stories capture truth and depth. And let me share with you, when we're on campus, we use writing to shape the thought on the campus. It got to a point that every Monday morning, students are rushing to the notice board to see what we are out with. We call it then voice of reasoning. Sometimes we come with cartoons, Sometimes we come with a short story that leaves a message. So we must have creatives who write stories that are intriguing, right? Christians. So culture shapes imagination, and imagination shapes what we believed. If we surrender the cultural spheres, we actually surrender the most powerful tool for shaping how people think on the campus. Think about it. If I may ask you, who is really shaping the spheres on your campus? Can I pause here to request that you go out there and click, like this video, and then the more you like it, the more you reach out to more people. So one way you can support what we're doing is to like it and also share with friends who will get to like. Let's welcome back. So what's the sixth sphere as we engage in this context? The sixth sphere is what I call the digital sphere. The digital sphere on the campus, that domain, is the newest and in many ways the most influential dimension of the campus life, and that every campus missionary should give attention to. Say today's campus students live as much of their life as they do physically. Where? Online. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, WhatsApp, LinkedIn. These are where opinions are formed, where influence is exercised, where culture is created. That's why we have influencers, right? So if we have influencers in that field, then it means that they are very critical. So for campus mission, this is both an enormous opportunity and an urgent challenge. The opportunity is rich. A single compelling piece of content can reach every student on campus without a single physical contact. And that's why I'm asking you to like this content and share it out there. We go along, it will be a blessing. What's the challenge? The challenge is what? Competition. Let me be honest, most campus Christian digital content is not competitive. What we're creating, can we compete with a person out there? Can we do content that can stand the test of time? So we need excellent content that are relevant, content that are designed for the platform, speak the language of the audience, and present the gospel with creativity and conviction. The digital sphere is not a supplement to campus missions for this generation. It is the primary public square. If we are not there, we are not where the people are. When I was on campus, I read a book by T.L. Osborne that say, go where the sinners are. And let me say to you, go where the students are. Go where they are and exact a level of influence. Deploy this through excellence. Content creation is a mission tool now. It's not something you can ignore. And the seventh sphere we'll consider is community. Yes, finally, the community. The host community that surrounds every campus. These are the villages, the towns, and the neighborhood that exist before the campus was built, whose lives have been permanently altered by the presence of the campus. They are the campus nation's closest neighbor and its most neglected mission field by the church, by campus ministries. In fact, if you ask campus ministry, most of the time they will leave the campus, go for outreach in the village, but they have never reached the neighborhood of the campus. They have never engaged the communities around the campus. But that's where their students live. That's where their students live. We don't even care about the church community in that field. Like it or not, they are influencing the students we are called to reach. The campus church walks past them every day. Students buy from their shop. Staff drive through their street. But almost no one considers them a ministry priority. They are not on our list of places to reach. They are not on our list of places to engage. Gospel engagement here means looking beyond the fence. You can host health outreach, children ministry engagement, community development, church planting where no church exists, work with the church. So a campus mission strategy that stops at the campus gate is an incomplete strategy. The community where the campus works must be reached. We must engage it and make sure that we are able to get something going out there. So what are these campus spheres that we have mentioned? One, academics, governance, residential, commercial, cultural, digital, and community. When the gospel enters all 7 of them, then the whole campus nation is engaged. As we work towards tidying up this episode, I would like you to think about this. I would like you to think about doing an audit, the 7-sphere audit. This will help you assess how you are doing as a ministry or as a missionary on campus. How do you conduct a 7-sphere audit for your ministry or for your family or for your children? Number 1, list all the 7 spheres, list all of them. Write them down: academic, governance, residential, commercial, cultural, digital, and community. Step 2, assess each sphere honestly. For each one of them, what gospel presence exists here? What activities are running here? Where is the gap here? Step 3, identify strategic priorities. Where the answer is none or weak, that is your strategic agenda for this sphere. You have listed them, you have accessed what is honestly your involvement there, then you identify what you can do. Then step 4, design sphere-specific plan. If you are able to conduct that assessment for your ministry or for your work, so most campus ministries, you discover they are very strong in one sphere. That's the spiritual aspect, the fellowship activities. Then they are moderate in 1 to 2 other spheres, maybe hostel ministry or through occasional outreaches. And then lastly, there's no presence in 3 to 5 spheres: academics, governance, commerce, digital, and the community. That gap represents the unreached dimension of the campus nations. It represents a place that we need to target to reach. Don't do campus missions if all your focus is reaching students in the fellowship area. So what happened in research halls? What happened in the lab? What happened in the library? What happened in the classroom? What happened when those students go to bar? When they go to the show, what happened? When the academic carries them. So we must think. Imagine a security man who works for 22 years at the school gate, but no one have ever talked to him about his soul as it relates to the gospel. He comes there every day, opens the gate, but no one reaches him. So you see, when the gospel entered all the 7 spheres, then the whole campus nation is engaged. When it stays in one sphere, we have barely scratched the surface of engagement. Let me suggest, recruit sphere-specific missionaries. As you think about practical way as a missionary, recruit in the academic sphere, recruit intellectuals, scholars, Christian lecturers with credibility. In the governance sphere, get diplomas, get administrators, get student leaders of integrity. In the residential spheres, warm relational people who can build a hostel community. Have meeting with the landlord, engage the landlord, care for their well-being, create a system that can help them do better. What about the commercial spheres? Marketplace-oriented, entrepreneurial, and practical spheres. Train them. Organize training for the campus traders on that campus. Let them see themselves as people on a mission, as people who are called, as people who can engage. What about the cultural spheres? Get artists, musicians, content creators, athletes of excellence, and send them. Digital sphere, tech-savvy communicators, content producers, and online engagers. What of the community? Cross-cultural workers and community developers, estate managers, they can go there and develop those spheres. Prayer. Instead of praying generally for the campus, you can pray now specific. Pray for those in governance. Pray for the landlords. Pray for those in the hostel. Pray for the business people. That can help you And I tell you, you make a lot of difference. So in the next 1 week, what should you do? Conduct a 7-sphere audit this week. Choose one neglected sphere to engage this semester. Recruit sphere-specific missionaries. Pray through the 7 spheres tomorrow morning and trust and see what God can do. This is Campus Mission Talks, and I'm glad that you followed this conversation. Please join us as we look at the citizens of the campus nations in our next episode. Who are the people groups on the campus that we need to reach? Who are they? See you in the next episode. Share this post, invite someone, and recommend this post to someone. Thank you for following. God bless.